Hello, hello. This is Katie with NLFX Professional. I have Chad Blackburn here, and we are going to talk all about virtual karaoke. I'm really excited about it. I love your setups. I love what you do with your graphics. So let's dig right in, guys. And remember, if you have questions, write them in the comments because I will be monitoring them. And I do want to apologize in advance about my dog. He's over there whining. So if you hear it, I'm sorry.
Awesome. Well, thank you for having me on. And yeah, I've been looking forward to this. I was excited about last week, and then some things came up and we had to reschedule, but I'm happy to finally be here. So virtual karaoke. So I got a lot of people asking for it. We started with trivia, and everybody was, we were doing trivia, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. When are you going to do a karaoke show?" And I was like, yeah, I just don't know how we would do it with, people singing, and the connection's not really that good, and there's a delay. And so I was kind of forced to figure it out. And I was just doing it through Zoom. I would share my screen, play the video, and then come back and host the show like I would normally live. And one of the days, I don't remember what we were talking about. I think we had a little private Zoom, me and a couple of other friends, and Alton was one of them, which you've had on, and he kind of was like, I was like, "What are you using?" I said, "Your setup looks really nice," and he's like, "Oh, I use OBS." I was like, "Tell me a little bit," and he's like, "Well, here, let's hop off this, and I'll give you like a little brief rundown." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So we did about a 20-minute rundown. He gave me the basics, and right away I was like, okay, this has got to happen.
Yes.
So that was kind of the start of it. And then from there, if shoot back 12 years ago, my wife bought me a green screen and it's been in storage ever since. I wanted to use it, but then I got into DJing, and I got into, originally I wanted to do like video editing, movie editing, stuff like that. So that's what the green screen was for. And I ended up finding my way into karaoke, and karaoke ended up leading me into DJing, and DJing turned into trivia. And now we have trivia, DJ, weddings, corporate, all of that. So, yeah, I'm glad I finally got a use for it. And actually, you know what? I made one especially for this.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, now it's fun. I get to create my own platforms, and I get to do this with our karaoke stages. This is actually our karaoke stage.
Yeah, I really like that. So I think that's where, like, you obviously have a background in graphic design, correct?
No, not at all. No, I've learned all of this during quarantine.
Really?
Yes.
I'm impressed.
Thank you.
So where would one start if they want to learn how to do the graphic part of all of this?
Well, that would be my course. I got to find a way to make some money during this time. Just like everybody else, we got hit hard. We're a multi-op, and we went from one day making great money, a great living, providing for a family of 5 to 0 in one day. And so between unemployment and my all of my staff has been really cool, and with jumping in on this, we've been able to survive. We were in a good spot to where we had saved up enough money. We bought our house a year ago, so ever since then we put our big chunk of money into the house, and then we had a year to kind of save up again. So luckily we just hit that mark to where we'd be safe for a few months, and so that's where we're at now. And yeah, so this is this is kind of this course, I guess, would be a way for me to bring in some income. And it's all new, but I really feel like I've invested so much time in learning OBS and creating these virtual stages, and my all my karaoke stuff is just helping me learn more of it, that now I can offer it to other DJs and just even teachers. My son, I hate to put him on blast, but my son's school the other day, they had a Zoom class, and the teacher needed to show a movie like he would in class. And he pointed his camera at the TV, and that's how they watch their movie. And in my mind, I'm like, man, I could make him something like this to where he could put the movie right here and be on screen, or he can go off screen. We can even do something as big as, have the movie play right there, and then I can just duck out of here, and that would be the movie screen. So there's so many tools like this that could help so many more people than just DJs. And that's and I could teach this, and I already taught it to one DJ, and it took me he was on a PC, and it took me about 20 minutes he already knew OBS, so that part I didn't have to teach him, but to stream OBS into his Zooms and stuff like that was pretty simple. And I just recently found out how to do it for Mac, and that's a little bit more of a process, but I'm so happy to know that it's doable now.
I'm a Mac user. So.
A lot of DJs are. A lot of the entertainment. That was the first question. I also had a few others reach out to me, and the first question was, are you Mac or PC? And they were like, Mac. I was like, okay, unfortunately right now I can't help you, but actually this whole thing with Mitch Taylor, I have a meeting with Mitch Taylor after this, and that motivated me I was like, I got to figure this out. And I did. And so it's it does go deeper into some coding and rebuilding OBS from the back end, but I was able to do it, and I'm confident that I can walk Mitch through it, and it's just going to change the game. I mean, I do Zoom calls with people from all over the United States weekly, and everyone, the first thing goes, man, is that a virtual background? Like, is that, through Zoom? And I'm like, no, I'm streaming from OBS into Zoom. And they're like, how do you do that? And so I think it's something everybody's going to know what Zoom is now, but not a lot of people know all the stuff you can do with it.
So how are you pulling people in for karaoke? I know you're using Zoom, but you said you're streaming from OBS to Zoom, not the other way around.
So I could do either way. So when we do have shows where I bring on one of my hosts, her name is Veronica. Hey Shannon, I'll create a little box for her right below me here. I'll move this Facebook and Instagram over into the stage area and create a box, and I'm able to pull her on we'll have a separate Zoom meeting going, and I'll pull her on from Zoom, create a box for her. That'll be a Zoom plugin that I have in OBS, and then I'll share my screen to just the OBS for her, so she's in real time and not seeing the delay from Facebook. And we're able to have a conversation. We're able to talk to people in the comments. We're able to play a video on this screen over here. And, when it's over, we could both be like, oh my gosh, that was such an amazing singer. What do you think? So it's, there's so many options out there that this opens up. And I just need to get that out there.
So you're hosting this live, right?
Yes.
And you're switching the screens as you're doing this.
Yes. Yeah. So just like that, just like I did here, I can jump from screen to screen. I've created, that's my intro, my outro. I created this one for my wife because she does professional bodybuilding. And so she had Zoom calls with her coach and all of her other friends. So I created this, and the first thing her coach did was go, oh my gosh, how come I don't have something like that?
Right.
So, but yeah, for karaoke, so I actually pulled up a little video. I'll kind of give you an idea of, let me go over to this one. So our karaoke shows, this will be it here. And I'm not frozen, am I, right now? Because I can't. No. Okay, I had to minimize my screen. So,
how many computers are you running right now?
One.
Okay.
One computer, one camera.
Okay.
I do have a new camera that I'm working on setting up, which is a DSLR. Right now, I'm just using my like a little webcam. But this is a little example of our karaoke shows. That's me with my my host on, joining with me, and this is what the stage looks like when somebody sends in a song.
So tell me about that process. Are people so it's not like an actual karaoke show where you're playing a song and then people are singing along to the song. They're sending you in videos. Is that correct?
Yes. So they're sending for right now. They are sending in videos. I'm working on a way. I know, because at first we were talking about bringing them in through Zoom and having them sing while on, because I can just throw the lyrics up on, on a TV like this. Mm-hmm. They can either sing that way, or they can just be looking at the lyrics on their own screen and singing. I haven't experimented with it yet. We do have someone interested, so we're going to try it. I think it'll work. I know and I just recently found out there's an audio compression in Zoom that you can turn off so that you're able to hear the music and and I guess a lot of like DJs have been using this when they've been streaming their shows. So I haven't experimented with it yet, but it's definitely to come. We got kind of behind because last week I had to go out of town for a funeral, and that put all of our shows from last week to this week. So we've been doing that, and we have actually a big show tonight. It's our kamikaze karaoke. So we went on Sunday, and everybody that signed up, I think we had 21 or 22 people sign up. I picked a number, and my other host on this TV, she picked a song, and we combined those songs to get, actually that's the list that's on right now. It's kind of small to see, but I'm going to be singing Shake It Off by Taylor Swift tonight. So,
okay.
Yeah. So everybody thought that would be fun. It's kind of our version of, we do this live in the bars, like around Halloween. We call it Scarioke, where we'll have some brave people come up and they'll reach in a pumpkin trick or treat thing and pick out a song, and that song they have to perform.
So I'll want a copy of your Shake It Off so I can put it on Instagram for like behind the scenes and bonus footage.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll be recording it. So but everybody's welcome to tune in. It's going to be a fun show. We have guys singing girl songs, girls singing guy songs, and it's just the way it all matched up was really cool, and it's going to be super fun. I can't wait to tune in myself.
Right. So my next question for you is going to be, you're bringing it all together. So how are people sending you the videos? Are they just sending them to you on Facebook, or do you have something set up where they're sending them to you?
So we have a couple of different options. Most people, I ask them to send it to Facebook Messenger. Some people go, oh, it won't let me upload the whole song. It's weird. I don't know. Some people can upload a 5-minute song, and some people can't upload like a 2-minute song. I don't know why that is, but so we have the option for them to send it that way. They can send it through Dropbox. They can email it to me. They can send it through WhatsApp. I have a lot of people sending it through WhatsApp. They let you send pretty high quality videos and pretty long length. Also, is he Dylan? And Sam Luba actually put on a karaoke show too, and he messaged me, and yeah, he put on a pretty cool show. But yeah, so they can send them WhatsApp, Dropbox, Facebook Messenger. I've had there's this karaoke app called Smule that a few of my people that have been singing in songs use, and some of them haven't been able to figure out how to take that from, because if they share it, it shares the whole link and sends you to the app to watch them sing. So I actually downloaded, I have a couple of apps on my phone that'll let me grab videos from either Facebook or other apps. Mm-hmm. So I use those, I download it, and then I send it to my Facebook Messenger, and then I'm able to have it. I'm able to just pull it right onto my desktop. So before the show comes, I have all my singers, and then I just go down the list. And all right, guys, up next we have Nick singing Uptown Funk, and then all right, let's tune in. Boom, switch over to the main stage. He sings, and it's funny because a lot of people always comment when I'm doing my shows, I never sit down. When I'm hosting my karaoke shows, I never sit down. I'm always moving. I'm always dancing, to the song. And it's funny because I'll have people pull me aside and they're like, man, do you even realize what you do? They're like, you drum, you sing along, you nod your head, like you just, and I don't even realize I'm doing it, but that's all part of my show. And so it's cool to be able to keep myself on screen. And I, just like when you're hosting, I'm always on stage with that person, just kind of off to the side. And like interact with them while they're singing, and oh man, that was so cool. Or it's just, like
I think that's awesome, because it's a great way to show, to give that energy through the screen, which sometimes is really hard to do. It's a way to connect with people through a screen. What was a couple days ago, we were talking about it on KatieCast, and how hard it is to actually like keep people entertained, because they can just shut it off.
I don't know. I mean, I came into San Diego, or I went into San Diego 11 years ago with a pair of karaoke books, and I just walked the street, and I was like, went to each door, and is the manager there? They're like, what are you selling? And I'm like, oh, I just want to talk to him. I'm new to town. I have a lot of karaoke songs. I just want to, give it, if you guys could just give me a night to kind of show you, I'll give you 2 nights free, just let me get my foot in the door. And, it turned into what it is now. And that just opened so many doors for me. And I would have never imagined. The first time I ever sang karaoke in front of people, I froze. So I was so nervous. And here I am years later hosting them. And, not just that, but I'm a nightclub DJ. I DJ Friday and Saturday in a club in downtown San Diego. Like I said, we do trivia shows, we do huge corporate events. So I really want to go back to trivia too. I want to start another trivia night, and maybe just drop it down from 3 nights a week karaoke to 2 nights karaoke, 1 night trivia. Because there's been some recent updates to the software I use, and I think it'd be really cool to do live a lot better than we were doing when this all first happened.
The trivia software you're talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Which software do you use?
So I use speed quizzing.
Okay.
And they actually came out with a speed quizzing virtual or a live. So I have that's another one I've been keeping it on the back burner, but I honestly feel like I've been busier. I've been busier since this whole thing happened. I'm just not bringing in any income. So I gotta, like I said, that course of mine is hopefully a way to bring in some income and kind of profit off of all this work I've been putting in.
That was my next few questions for you. My first one was, where can people find this course?
Well, so it hasn't really been developed yet. I talked to the guy that does all my videos yesterday. His name's Carrie, and he does a great job. He makes all of our promo videos, and I was just like, man, I got to bring you on board on this. And he was all about it. As soon as I told him about it, he's like, dude, so we have a meeting tomorrow, a Zoom meeting. And until then, if you want to reach out to me, we'll work out a price. It's not going to be anything. And I know everybody's in the same spot. I actually have are you familiar with Curator for photo booths?
I am not, no.
Okay, so the owner, James, I talked to him yesterday. Me and him have a meeting on Friday, like a Zoom meeting, today, later today too. So I have Mitch and then James today. And so for these guys, I mean, they're my buddies. They're people I see all year long at all the conventions. Dylan that's commenting, I got a thing, and I need practice. I definitely need practice and a couple of test runs before I release, a product that I'm going to sell to people. So I'm definitely going to work out a discounted rate for certain people, and just kind of I want to see this. I want to see everybody have cool backgrounds, cool things. Spice up your Zoom calls, spice up your conference calls. I've never gone through Streamyard. This is my first time going through Streamyard, and I thought we were going to be doing this through Zoom. So when you texted me the link this morning to Streamyard, I was like, oh shoot. So I jumped out of bed and I was like, first thing I did is start researching. Can I pull OBS through Streamyard? And turns out, I was able to. So because I built all these things, I was like, man, I don't want to not be able to show them, not be able to have fun with them.
Yeah, sorry for the last minute change. It was like I was doing them through Zoom, but I really like how I'm able to put like the graphics on the screen here.
Yeah,
and it worked for me. So
no, StreamYard is cool, and I see it's cool that you like that I'm kind of like forced into to checking this out, because it's another thing. I want to check out all the other platforms. I was just talking to Joe Bunn yesterday, and he said he uses the Ecamm, and I was like, man, what's Ecamm? I've been so focused on OBS and Zoom that I haven't looked at the other platforms. I just noticed that nobody else is really doing the stuff I'm doing. So I'm like, assume like these other, either people aren't figuring out, they don't care, or they're not able to do it through these platforms. But I looked, and StreamYard's definitely a go. And I think Ecamm, I can, from what I checked out a few things this morning while researching the one we're on right now, StreamYard, and I think I can do the same thing through Ecamm, which is cool because that just opens it up to different platforms. The first thing I told Joe when I told him about this product was OBS and Zoom, and he's like, that sounds cool, but I don't use either of those. And I was like, oh, okay.
That's okay. Well, you can teach.
Yeah.
Guys, if you have any questions, write them in the comments. I am looking at them and monitoring them. So Chad, my next question for you is, are you I know that you're doing this class, but are you finding a way to market this to maybe some local venues or something in that sense?
So I am working on that. So I'm horrible at marketing online, or like through emails and stuff. Like my wife handles all the emailing. Like I hate emailing. Like I'll text you, I'll call you. Like I love it. In person stuff, I can sell ice to an Eskimo in person. If me and you sit down and we're at lunch and I'm like, oh man, we could do this for you and that for you. Let me show you. I'm a very visual person. So I guess the way I learn, I'm good at teaching, but that's why if I were to teach one of these, I would definitely want to jump on a Zoom call or something, because it's hard for me to explain it over text. I start rambling on, and before I know it, my wife comes and she's like, how do you, or she's like, where are you going with this? Like, you're so off topic. And I'm like, well, I had to explain what I said like 3 sentences ago. But I did this and this was just for fun. I created this thing, and I went live the other night, played music videos on that screen over there where you see my logo. That's just an extended screen. I can play anything, and they loved it. I took it in, and actually we had a meeting last week, and they're definitely on board. They're getting ready to open up for their takeout here in the next week or so. So they said they definitely want to come on board. I had another bar, a big bar down in San Diego, say that they've been partnering up with a beer company, and they did like a little online festival and sold a ton of beer. Wow. And they're like, but we didn't have anything special like this. They're like, if we can do some branding in the back and some music videos and this and that, they're like, we think that would be awesome. So I put this together. This right here behind me took me about 30 minutes.
Okay.
To put all together. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work. If I'm going to be busting out a bunch of these, it's going to have to be worthwhile. And all of the knowledge that went into learning all of this in order to be able to do it that fast was time consuming. So Dylan would like to know, how do you get muscles like yours? I would imagine that has everything to do with your wife. Right, yes. My wife is. So a few years ago, I went on a weight loss transformation kind of coaching thing, and I wanted to. One of my goals was to step on stage and compete as a bodybuilder. I didn't do the big, huge, but more of the like slim down. So there's a couple of different categories. Like my wife is not, she's never going to be one of those girls with the deep voice and the huge bulging muscles all over, but she does bikini. And so for those, you have to be really chiseled, really lean. And that's what I wanted to do was the guys version. Well, not bikini, but that would look funny. But the guys version of that is men's physique, and that's where you wear like board shorts. You don't wear the Speedo, you wear the board shorts, and you just get lean and cut. So I lost 100 pounds, and this was about 4 years ago. I lost 100 pounds, and ever since then, my wife has been helping me keep it off. I've my normal weight. So I went from 280 down to 180 when I stepped on stage, and 180 is really small on me. I'm 6'2", so I normally sit comfortably around 220. Is a good healthy looking weight, and right now I'm at like 230. So I've been getting a little too much in this quarantine, but I'm actually currently on a transformation challenge with my wife's coach, and there's like 1,000 people all over the world competing in this, and you have 90 days to see how much of a transformation you made. So I'm a week and a half in. So I've been staying steady on my meal plan, working out every day, and getting about 30 to 60 minutes of cardio in a day. So I had to put off our Call of Duty time last night. I felt bad. I had to go get my cardio in before I could play Call of Duty.
So it looks like Mark wants to, is there a pay to join option like Zoom for trivia nights?
That's another thing I'm trying to figure. Yeah, there's trivia. I hate selling, like I like charging bars and companies. I hate charging people, like that's like, I hate even my DJ friends. I hate to even say I'd want to charge you for this, but I did put a lot into this, and I've put a lot, so I feel like I do want to ask for something, whether a tip or whatever, but I hate putting a price on things. And especially for my trivia regulars in San Diego and stuff, like they come out, they're loyal, they play every week, they support our business. And I would hate to be like, oh, well, you guys can't play, is you got to pay $10, online. Like, so that's why I haven't done that part of it. The pay to play thing, I have thought about it. Because we do put on a fun trivia show. So, and if I do start doing with speed quizzing, I think there is a charge that I would have to pay in order to use that software. But that's where I would maybe want to reach out to one of the bars and see if they want to sponsor it. Again, but they're all hurting. Like, there's some that haven't even paid me for services that I've done already. And I'm like waiting until this is all done to see, okay, it's now I gotta collect. You got your, we'll get things going. But I'm pretty lenient. I'm one of those guys that I put a lot of trust into people. And I'm very optimistic. I assume they're going to pay me. I assume they're going to do what they say. I'm not a big contract person. I'm kind of like your word is your bond kind of guy. And, again, that's what I give and that's what I expect back. So I'm just, I don't know. Like I said, it's tough.
So Chad, if someone were to want to get started like today with this, what equipment would they need?
So in order to do what I'm doing here, I mean, pretty much all you'd need is a green screen and some decent lighting. I mean, I bought my ring light. My son wanted to do YouTube videos. So about a year ago, we had a community garage sale and we walked around our neighborhood and somebody had a ring light. And so I was like, hey, you take $5 for that? And they said, sure. So that's the light that I'm using right over here to my side. And then I hopped on Amazon and bought these two little smaller ring lights that have like a phone connector in the middle. And so it's not very much. I mean, the green screen, I said I had, but I know you can find cheap ones on, I know I've already had a few DJs reach out to me and be like, dude, my green screen just got in, or, I just ordered it. So there is stock, but I bought a webcam for way over what it costs because you couldn't find them. I went to every Walmart, every Target, and every day I went in there, we just had some and they're gone, like as soon as they come in. So I went on OfferUp and I think I bought a $60 webcam for like $180.
Wow.
But I needed something better than my computer. This one here is just one of those Logitech C920s. and that's what I'm using now. I did buy a DSLR the other day, so I'm just waiting for the power adapter to come in so I can keep it charged and my camera doesn't die in the middle of my karaoke show. But
what are you using for audio?
I'm just using this snowball mic. It's the blue snowball. It was $50 at Walmart.
Okay.
And I have a couple of other microphones that, you know, for karaoke, if I want to add like effects on my voice or something like that. And I just I got my ATEM Mini from you guys. That came in the other day. I just got my yesterday or the day before. I was super excited because I went downstairs and my gig bar move was in. So I've been playing with that. That I don't need for this, but it's still fun when toys come in.
Mm-hmm. So you're using are you using the ATEM Mini right now?
Not yet. I plugged it in for my DSLR and it works great. But since I'm not using my DSLR right now, I just have my camera USB'd into my laptop. So.
And then so with your audio, are you using a USB mic? Is that what it is?
Yeah, USB mic. I have my audio going through this through a mixer, so I'm able, you know, for the volume. But I don't have my mic hooked up to that because it's a USB. But if I wanted to switch over, then I just use this mic inside my controller. Very
cool. So guys, if you have any questions, we have a few minutes left. Write them below in the comments. But other than that, Chad, do you have any final thoughts?
No, I was actually kind of hoping that Nick Spinelli would hop on here and give me some crap. I created a background for him too, just in case he did.
Well, oh my gosh, I felt so dumb yesterday when you did that to me. I'm gonna tell you, I felt so dumb.
Oh, see, I love Nick. Nick's one of the DJs that I look up to. I mean, he's such a funny guy. I've seen him present on so many different conventions, and just his you know, say whatever comes to your mind kind of thing is just, it's something I can't, you know, I haven't been able to do. But it's funny to watch him. And we were watching your show. My wife was getting ready in the bathroom yesterday, and I put that comment on, and we were sitting there talking, and when you mentioned it, we lost it. And my wife didn't really get it either until I told her, and then we were just dying. So I made this for Nick. In case he wanted to hop on.
Oh,
but yeah, I like having fun with people, especially people that I know can take it. And you know, it's all out of love and fun, you know. So
right.
But yeah, I mean, final thoughts. I mean, I'm just excited to work with people. I've met so many people I think last year I went to like 4 different conventions. You know, I went to the DJ Collective. I went to Marquee. I went to Atlanta, the DJ Expo, Mobile Beat.
You're at NAMM too.
Yeah, NAMM. Yeah, all of those. So, and it's so great to connect. I'm bummed, and I hope those come back just as strong as they did, because the hallway talks and the stuff that you pick up at those things, I always come back motivated. And I wouldn't have added trivia. I probably would have just stuck with karaoke and some DJing here and there if I didn't start going to conventions 5 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And you know, we do photo booth too. Yeah, our photo booths have been great. We picked up one of those salsa booths, and you know, so we use that, and we also have our other photo booth that runs Curator. And between the two of those, you know, we have them in the nightclubs every weekend. We use them for our corporate parties, and just, it's a great upsell for us. And yeah, I guess I would say everybody just keep your heads up, and you know, we'll make it through this.
Perfect. Well, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it.
Thank you for
if
having
you guys
me.
have any questions, write them in the comments. We will be monitoring them afterwards. If I am unable to answer them, I will reach out to Chad and tag him, so he will. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Thursday? Today, Thursday. I don't even know.
I think today's Thursday. Is today Thursday?
Yeah, look.
Matt.
Today's Wednesday, you guys. Today's Wednesday.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. Today's no wonder I got my times all my days all mixed up. If my phone doesn't go off and alert me that I have a meeting or a Zoom meeting, I would completely forget.
Right. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Central. And thank you, Chad. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
See you guys later.
Bye.